Hello guys, Silverandolot here. I wanted to share with you my 2/3 favorite partners in Chaos Zero Nightmare right now. And I believe that it's important to talk about partners because we're all a bit short on resources, and there is often the temptation of building a multitude of partners for our combatants because they provide different effects. But that is a little bit problematic, because right now, in the game, we have 6 classes, 6 agent types, and 4 of them are damage dealers and 2 are support/sustain. The damage dealers are Striker, Ranger, Hunter, and Psionic, and I will call them supports from now on, are Controllers and Vanguards. All of them use different partners. The reason why this is a little bit problematic for our long-term planning is that if you're building a striker, you need a partner for a striker. If the second character is a ranger, you then need a partner for that ranger. So, depending on which combination of damage dealers you put together, you're going to need a partner for each of them. On the other hand, each team is going to have one, potentially more controllers and one potentially more vanguards. Meaning that if you're building today a character like Hugo, who is a ranger, and you give him a partner that fits the ranger class like Rosaria, like I did, if suddenly instead of playing Hugo I play a different damage dealer of a different class like Charon, I'm going to need a new different partner, more resources, more energy used on that. Controllers and Vanguards, on the other hand, once you give them a partner, you are sure that you will be using that partner in a team for a long time, because each team is going to need one of them. For example, Calliope, I'm using Rachel on Calliope, and this is my favorite Vanguard partner. I used, in the very beginning, Wilhelmina, and I regret building her. The reason why I built her is that all her bonuses fit very well with Calliope, increasing her damage output as well as her shield. But Burger Girl, although counterattack doesn't fit Calliope a lot, because nothing in her kit really deals with counterattack, it's just a tiny bit of extra damage, although she appreciates the extra shield. The draw in this game is so important. There are so many fights that I either failed or succeeded simply because I had access to some extra card draw. Our decks are not huge, they can be somewhere in the 20 to 30 card size. Being able to just draw an extra card every now and then, as well as adding some shield, has proven to be extremely valuable for me, and it comes at a very low cost of 2 ego points. And I had multiple runs in the Hyperboreal Basin where, due to bad card draw RNG, I missed a star. And then the following run, I cleared it with multiple turns left to spare just because I had better card draw RNG. So the more effects you have that allow you to draw cards and combine the pieces that form the strategy of your deck is extremely helpful. So for your Vanguard, I would 100% recommend building Rachel over anything else. As far as controllers go, we have Arwen, who is phenomenal. Arwen is the ultimate partner for a controller whose job is to keep you alive. Some controllers, like Nia, do some crazy card draw and reshuffle and all sort of weird interactions, so you want them to do something more than that. But there are multiple times where you need to stay alive because the fight is very long, the boss has mechanics that ramp up damage, and they're very tanky, so your deck takes a while to take it down, and you just die. Arwen, from that perspective, helps a lot. So if you got a few copies of her, you can upgrade it to the maximum Manifest Ego and level her up and give her to your controller of choice, and she's going to be amazing, especially if the role of your controller is to keep you alive. Her skill is not particularly cheap, but it fits perfectly with her overall design, as well as the theme of keeping your team alive. You may remember that I said that I would share with you my 2/3 favorite partners in the game. And well, the third one, who is actually my favorite overall, is Nyx. I know you're making whale noises, because this is the partner from the Battle Pass, and it's true. But she's my absolute favorite partner in the game. The reason is that most partners, they have relatively mild effects, or are statistics that improve your stats, improve your damage, improve your healing, improve something. She does something extremely unique. Irrespective of what is written here, which is, HP boost, healing boost, and team-wide damage bonus, what she does with her card draw is bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. Now, I'm not saying that you need to swipe for the Battle Pass and get her, but if you do have the Battle Pass, or are planning to get the Battle Pass before the end of the patch and pick a partner from there, Nyx would be my first pick above all, no questions asked. Like, yeah, sure, there is a spreadsheet somewhere that says that the combatant that increases crit rate and boosts crit damage is bad. No, Nyx is better. This ability, discard up to 3, draw that amount plus 1, is bonkers. If you have a combo deck, it's going to allow you to set up your deck much faster. If you have Renoa, that, in case you don't know Renoa, all her deck is centered around the idea of having these bullets in the deck, and when you discard them, you're dealing damage without having to actually spend action point to cast them. So that partner, Nyx, is phenomenal, because it essentially means discard up to 3 bullets, deal damage to the enemy for free outside of the ego points, and then draw that amount plus 1. Bonkers. There is a multitude of fights where the bosses will fill our hand with garbage. Extremely obnoxious, especially when we're looking for some specific cards in our deck. Nyx to the rescue. Discard garbage, draw back some cards. Do you have a combo deck, or a deck that relies specifically on one particular card to deal damage, like Haru, whose main source of damage output is Anchor Shot in most decks, and you want to spam it as often as possible, and you want to get as many Anchor Pointers as you can in your deck to draw it automatically and spam Anchor Shots again and again and again? Easy. Nyx to the rescue, once again. You discard some garbage that you don't care about, you draw some extra card, you can find your Anchor Shots or your Anchor Pointer. If you don't, it's still okay, because you just went 4 cards deeper in your deck, which means that you're getting closer to the next reshuffle, just to start over and over again. Also, Nia has so many things that rely with the discard and that improve your situation when you discard a card. The Nia and Nyx is like the combo of destiny. And right now, I do not have Nyx on Nia because I'm using her on Mika, because Mika is the best support for Haru at the moment. So, Nyx, my top pick above all, no question asked, among all partners in the game. She's phenomenal, and if you do have a Battle Pass or are planning to get it, you will not regret picking Nyx. The question is, what about power creep? I am sure that 4-star partners like Arwen and like Burger Girl are going to be power crept, and to be honest, if from the standard banner you got the 5-star partners for these 2 characters, you would replace Burger Girl and Arwen immediately, right away. But things are a bit different when it comes to Nyx, because her effect is extremely unique, and she's a Battle Pass partner, and we need the 2 teams to clear endgame content, meaning that we're not going to need just one controller. We could potentially need multiple controllers for our teams. If there was a partner, 5-star partner, released in the near future or any time in the future that was a direct upgrade over Nyx, I would not be thinking, oh no, I should have picked something else from the battle pass. I would be thinking, yeah, let's go, I can have Nyx for one controller and something even better than Nyx for my other controller. This is amazing. That's at least how I see it. Now, of course, your view on this may change, but I would be very glad for Nyx to be power crept due to the ability of giving Nyx to Nia and something else to Mika, or the other way around. And it's different for damage dealers, because if your main damage dealer that you use all the time is Rin, and as a striker partner you're using Lilian or another 5-star version or another 5-star partner, and a new one power creeps your Lilian is never going to get played again. She's going to sit on your account sad and even grumpier than what she looks here. But as long as the power creep is on controller or vanguard partners, you're probably going to still find some utility to them in the long run. Let me know if you have completely different long-term plans for your partners, and if you have favorite ones that are wildly different from mine. Bye guys, take care.